was representing a miracle. It said, this shall be a sign unto you. Read on.
Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger.
So, wait a minute. So, do you mean to tell me that it's a miracle to find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger? That's a miracle? To see a baby wrapped in some cloth, lying in a manger? That's a miracle? No, that's a sign. That is a sign. Meaning, when you find a baby that fits this description, then you know that this is that child that we're talking about. And it does not represent a miracle. Stop it with you Isaiah 7:14 cats. When y'all run your mouth and say this should be a sign, and you try to turn that sign into a virgin birth. That's why when we read the book of Matthew, the first chapter, guess what? Matthew did not include the word sign there. Because that sign was for the time of the king Ahaz, with that child that should be born concerning the Assyrian conflict. That's why Matthew knew the difference. He didn't even put the word sign there. Let's prove it. Let's see if Matthew used the word sign. Okay, but yet he quoted Isaiah 7:14.
And also, too, if you got a preset Bible, right there, it says, right next to Luke 2:11, it says Isaiah 9:6, right?
I'm going to finish.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 1. Let's get it.
1 and
okay.
3.
Yeah, we start at verse 22.
All right, now, all this was done, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord, of the prophet, saying.
By the prophet. Which prophet was that? The prophet Isaiah. Read.
Behold, a virgin shall be with child.
Referring to a young woman. Just like it was written in Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14. Alma in the Hebrew, which represents a young female, does not represent a woman that's never had sex before. Read.
All right, and shall bring forth a son.
Right, that's why the wise men was not looking for a woman. They was looking for the child, you idiot. If the son was a woman bringing forth a child without having sex with men, where is that in the scriptures? Bottom line is the wise men would have been looking for the woman, not looking for the baby.
Right.
When you read the book of John, the first chapter, they said, we have found him, which the prophets and men of the Lord and Moses spoke about, Jesus, the son of Joseph. They wasn't looking for no woman. Show me in the Bible where anybody was looking for the Virgin Mary. For all you men that run out your mouth about a virgin, show me in the scripture where anybody was looking for Mary. You men are infatuated with the damn virgin birth, woman worshiping, nigger woman worshiping doctrine. That's what that's all about. You want to uphold the woman. And basically, the virgin birth doctrine is showing a woman she don't need a man. We already understand the whole concept and basis of the virgin curse doctrine. How a woman could do things without a man. But no, that's not the ordinance that the Lord set up on this earth. The Lord tells you that what? Above the woman is the man, we read 1 Corinthians 11. You understand? So now, read it again.
Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is the Most High with us. Right,
so Christ was never called Emmanuel. There was never a child called Emmanuel. It was just symbolically referring to that God was with us. That's Isaiah 7:14. But wait a minute, where's the word sign there? If you men are trying to say the sign was a miracle, where is that word sign there? Why didn't Matthew include that word sign? No, because the sign was not talking about Christ. The sign was talking about the child that Isaiah would have with the prophetess concerning the age that the child would be in, which would determine how the Lord would show that he was with Israel, which is another show I'm going to do in the near future. And also, too, when you read book of Luke, the 2nd chapter, it tells you that the sign was a child was wrapped in swaddling cloth. So my thing is that was the swaddling cloth and the baby wrapped and laying in the manger, was that a miracle? No, it was not. All right, that was just what the angel was telling the men, that this is what will happen when you come across a child like this. Then you know this is that child that the prophet spoke about. Nobody was looking for Mary. This should be the sign, a woman there bringing forth a child without having sex. That should be the sign. Where is that in the scriptures? It's not there. So there goes your virgin birth. That's not there neither. All right, so now continuing on. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6.
All right, for to us a child is born.
Because the brother from Florida wanted us to touch on the base of the virgin curse doctrine. All right, so that's for him as well. One of the brothers in the camp in Miami. So read it again, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
So now I want to stop right there when it says unto us a son is given. Because that should show you that it's not talking about a son was given unto all nations. It says unto us a son was given. Read, drop down to verse 7. Let's go into this son that was given. Read.
Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end.
Right, because it goes to show you that that son would be in charge of a government that would never have an ending. Read.
Upon the throne of David.
That child would sit upon the throne of David. And that child to sit upon the throne of David, guess what? His government will never have an end. Read.
And upon his kingdom.
That child that will be ordering that government that sits upon the throne of David, that child will also be establishing a kingdom. Read.
And upon his kingdom to order.
Right, he's going to be the ruler of that kingdom. He's going to order that kingdom. Read.
And to establish it with judgment.
Right, like we read in Revelation 19:11. In righteousness he doeth judge and make war. He's going to establish it with judgment and with justice. Read.
From henceforth, even forever, the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform.
Right, it goes to show you the Lord of hosts, which means that what? That's plural. That's the Elohim, or what many people call the Elohim. That represents Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and all the other angels of war. The Lord of hosts represents all the angels that sit upon the right hand of the Father. All right, that's why when you read the scripture in Revelation 19, it says he cometh with clouds. S, plural. Because the Lord of hosts is going to be part of that as well, of the second coming of Christ. Not that Christ needs them, but the Lord of hosts is coming back to deliver the Israelite chosen. That's why when we read Revelation chapter 7, Christ gave the order to the 4 archangels and told them, until the servants of our God have been sealed, do not destroy the earth as you know it, meaning the trees and the sea and any green thing. Meaning destruction is not going to come until the servants of the Lord have been sealed. We just read Revelation chapter 3 verse 12 where Christ himself says that upon him that overcometh I will give him the seal or the name of my God upon his forehead. So this all links up, man. That's talking referring to Christ. So this Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6, that child was being born was referring to the Messiah, which is Christ. So there goes your Jesus in the Old Testament. But a lot of you men, you're not spiritual to see that though. Why? Because the Lord has blinded you. When Christ walked the earth, many people didn't know. They knew of Christ in the Old Testament, but some are still unbelievers. Even some of the disciples Christ had to show, which we're going to go to scriptures later on, Christ had to show them certain scriptures in the Old Testament that was referring to him. Because not everybody got the understanding of certain scriptures or the twofoldness of certain scriptures at the time. All right, so go back to Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. Let's break it down now.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given.
It says unto us a son is given. Okay, let's go more into that son. Give me 2 Samuel. You know what I want. 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 12. Let's get it. The conversation that Nathan, through the Spirit of God, had with King David. Because remember, it says upon the throne of David. So obviously that shows you that the child's not referring to King David. It says he will sit upon the throne of David. Not he should sit upon his own throne. It says he will sit upon the throne of David. So this child is not King David. But this child will sit on David's throne. Okay? 2 Samuel chapter 7 verse 12. Verse 12, yeah, come.
And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy father.
Right, so the Lord already told King David that when he dies, when his days on earth have been fulfilled, read.
All right, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. I will set up thy seed after thee.
Right, meaning his seed, his male heir. And no, it's not talking about a woman named Mary. Women don't sit on thrones, man. That's effeminate as hell. Don't you know a lot of you virgin birth doctrine holders? Yo, you're about 5 minutes away from being gay, man. Seriously. A woman don't sit on throne, man. Okay? Kings are men. So if it's saying that I'm going to set up your seed after thee to sit on your throne, that's talking about a male child, not Mary. The woman ain't going to say that, oh, because seed means, what's wrong with that doctrine? Oh, seed could be male or female. a seed of man could be a female too. Don't females come a man? That's just nonsense. Yeah, females could be seed of man too.